saying that the biological father of a child cannot challenge the paternity of the child when the child is above 6 months old, and also when that child is above 2 years old, is not correct, and I'm going to explain why. When it comes to paternity, yes, it's a very complicated topic. The question where I was answering in the other video, I was just going direct to the person's question to state how you can challenge your paternity. But when it comes to paternity and age, this is how it works according to the law. The first thing that you have to know is Kindeswohl is always the pivot of paternity, okay? Which means the well-being of the child is a pivot of any rules that governs paternity. So it says that when you are challenging the paternity of your child, you, the biological father, you claim you're the biological father and you want to challenge the paternity of this child when the child is not above 6 months old, you don't have restrictions, which means you can go ahead. They will not consider the Kindeswohl at that point. Kindeswohl simply means the relationship this particular child in question has already built with the legal father, okay? Because legal father is a person inside the birth certificate registered. That's the legal father. So no restrictions are going to come into place. Why? Because those of you who have children, you could understand that when it comes to children, below 6 months old, children below 6 months old have not really started being attached to their mothers and their fathers that much. Maybe to mothers, but not to fathers at a certain point. That's how the law considers it, okay? So after 6 months, the brain development and the development of the child starts to recognize who is who in their daily life. So they start to build relationship. That's why they say there are no restrictions below 6 months. But what happens if this child has passed 6 months? Does it mean you cannot contest at all? No. No law says that you can contest, but you are going to have restrictions, okay? So what are these restrictions? It says that when you want to contest and the child is already 6 months and above, okay, you go ahead and contest. It doesn't have no age limit, but they're going to consider the relationship that this child has already built with the legal father. So if this child is already living with a man at home, that this man has already put his name in the birth certificate, or even if he's not living at home with the man is living outside, but the man plays an important role to this child, they will want to contest it in court and see if they're going to grant you, that biological father, the right to be in that child's birth certificate if it's not going to affect that child at all. That is what it means by contesting, okay? So the court now is going to look into the situation. You, the legal father, and also you, the biological father, what plays a role. And on the side of the biological father, they're going to be looking. I will say that you be absent in the child's life. They'll look at that. They are going to look about your social relationship presently with the child in question. And then they'll also look at it. Is it that you've been trying to get the contact with the child? If at all you don't have a social relationship yet with the child in question. Is it that you've been trying and you never succeeded because something or somebody else was blocking you? They are going to consider all those things. So that is the contention we're talking about. You're contesting your relationship that you're having already now with this child with the legal